and he's someone who's always been good to us. And even after he left Baltimore, he would still check in with us. In fact, he was on with us. I think about it frequently. The morning after Mo Gaba passed away, in a day that was very emotional for all of us. I can't lie, right? I can't try to be impartial about this. I'm over the moon that he is back as a Baltimore Raven. He is, of course, Michael Pierce, and he's back with us now here on GCR. Mike, it's Glenn back in Baltimore. It is so good to chat with you again, man. Thank you for taking the time for us, and congratulations on coming back to Baltimore.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys are one of my favorites as well, and I appreciate the sentiment. But more importantly, man, it's good to come back home.
Bro,
It's so good to come back
it's
home.
so surreal, dude. It's so surreal that it works out this way for you. When did you know, like things weren't going to continue in Minnesota? Like, did they let you know ahead of time? And when did you have a feeling that maybe this could work out, that you could end up back here in Baltimore?
So I kind of this is gonna be a little bit of breaking news. I kind of initiated it myself.
Okay.
So when they brought the new staff in, they were going to change the system. Obviously, when I came there to play for Coach Andre Patterson, who does a great job with nose guards and letting them rush the passer and getting sacks. So Coach O'Donnell and all those guys are awesome. But before I got to meet with them or anything, I kind of just reached out to the new GM and asked them kind of what the situation was. So they didn't really do too much. They tried to get a trade. It was kind of short time, especially with a new GM. Long story short, um, we had some negotiations on the contract, a decrease in my contract on Monday, but I just ended up asking for my release.
Wow. Did you have any thought when you did that, like, hey, I got some friends on the other side of the country that, like, might be in. Was there any thought that maybe the Ravens would be in play if you did that?
No,
Okay.
this is kind of my first time. I hit free agency, and I just kind of went with it the first time. I didn't expect any of this time, so I didn't know what kind of cap space or what the deal may be with the market. My agent had a pretty good idea of potential landing spots, but he mentioned Baltimore, and I was just like, "There's no way on God's green earth this is gonna happen." So I didn't want to get too excited, but Mr. DaCosta and them kind of reached out pretty early, and like I told my agent, if there's any way I can get back home, um, that's where I want to be.
Wow,
So
man. Wow,
I'm
that's
grateful
so
that we
cool.
got it done.
Michael, why? Obviously the dumb guy sentiment is you got relationships, you got friendships here, but that alone only goes so far. You had relationships, you had friendships here, and when it was time to move on, you went to Minnesota. Why did it mean so much to you to want to be back in Baltimore at this point in your career?
So I just relay it back to like, a lot of guys that we've had that had success early on in their careers, they go on and chase big money and all that stuff. But every time you hear them say it's something special about Baltimore, the brotherhood, the people in the building, the feel around the city is different. Um, when you're young and obviously you only play this game for so long, you owe it to yourself as a person, as a player. I'm gonna have a family and all this stuff to go and secure those funds. But when you live in these other places and you live in these and you deal with every different kind of situations in different buildings, like I said, that culture, our culture is very unique, and that's something a lot of guys miss. And like you said, we've seen Albert McCullen come back after he went to the
Yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Pernell McPhee left and came back.
Yep.
TJ just came back, even though he was a free agent. We've seen a lot of guys come back and happily come back. So, like I said, it was a no brainer for me. Like I told y'all, I think last year, even though I was hurt, I was on the show the year before. I still watched us, every game I could,
Wow.
especially the year I set out for COVID. So,
Yeah.
no, man, it's just an affinity. And like I said, I played my best ball there. Unfortunately, I got hurt last year, but it's a culture that I love, and you know we win here and we play great defense. And as a nose guard, you should not ask for anything more than that.
You got me ready to go run through a wall right now. You got me all fired up. Michael Pierce with us here on GCR. He's back in Baltimore. Michael, did you get to know? I know Mike McDonald was working with the linebackers and was working before that. Like, did you get to know him at all when when he was here before and you were here with him? And did you have much of a relationship? Did you think about that at all? As he's taken over now as defensive coordinator.
I was kind of laughing with him yesterday. Yeah, no, we were all cool. I know Drew's gone. That was my guy with the D line,
Yep.
but the linebackers room and the D line room are right across from each other. And Wink, when he was there, kept everybody pretty much together in meetings. And so, no, man, Mike was young coming up, but he was hungry, man. He did a great job, and I know they got Zach there now. Like I said, even Zach came back.
That's a great point, right? That's a really good point.
Yeah, no, man. We
Yeah.
got a ton of people who, like I said, it's a unique culture. I can't speak for the 30 other teams that I have not played for.
Right, right.
I believe, the guys who do come back, it's for a reason. Sometimes they take pay cuts. So, like I said, man, Mike McDonald's awesome. I watched him a lot at Michigan last year, and the success they had with turning around the defense. And, they're going to have Aiden Hutchinson getting drafted. Lord knows when.
Probably number one, yeah, right?
Right. So, I just don't know. But, no, man, he did an amazing job with Coach Hart's brother. So, no, man, I'm excited. And like I said, he's a young guy, has a lot of energy. And, he's like I grew up in that, system and, in his heritage, he did the same thing.
Do you find yourself saying, like Michael, now, you're a couple years more, older, let's be honest about it. That's the way it works. Do you find yourself thinking, like, I might like to be here for the rest of my career now? Is that part of the thought when you come back to a place like Baltimore?
Definitely. Like I said, I turned 30 this year. All things going well. I stay healthy. I'm gonna play these last 3 years out in Baltimore, and I'm gonna go home, man. So that's definitely, like I said, I'm big into believing in Christ, and it's funny how God lets things come full circle. I didn't have a press conference when I first came in as an undrafted rookie.
Now you get to right,
and here soon I'll have a press.
You get to have your moment. You get to
no. It's never about that. It's just about.
No, that's cool. We can acknowledge
how things come full circle.
That's a cool thing, right?
It's pretty cool.
That's
definitely
cool.
Pretty cool.
That's really, really cool, man. We're excited about that today. Michael Pierce is with us here on GCR. Mike, you referenced the injury a year ago. We know because remember we talked to you about needing to opt out because you dealt with asthma the year before. I know you got back on the field. How are you feeling health-wise? What was it like going through? I imagine it had to be tough on you after not playing the year before, sort of going through something like that this season.
Yeah, it was tough mentally, man. Like I said, I think I played the first 4 games, toward the top part of my tricep. It didn't need surgery. They just told me it needed a lot of time. So that was very frustrating. I got off to a hot start. I had like 2 sacks in the first game and a ton of tackles, and I thought I was going to end up in the Pro Bowl at one point.
Yeah, right.
But no, man, I got hurt. Did the rehab process, came back, and still played really well at a really, really high level. So no, man, it was rough. But like I said, in this game, injuries do happen. That was the first time I actually got hurt and missed time, like a bunch of time. So it was interesting to deal with. But in this game, injuries happen, and at the end of the day, I always know my work will show for itself. So, unfortunately, it was just 8 games, but obviously Coach Harbs and everybody around the league has watched the film, and
yeah, they know.
They saw that I was still playing really well when I was healthy.
I want to ask about that because it's one of the things I think jumped off the page. Of course, we have always thought of you as being that tough run stopper and what you and Big Baby would do up front, and we saw something a year ago that you were maybe even more impactful getting after quarterbacks. You referenced the 3 sacks, and that's just in half a season, Like, that's pretty noteworthy. Was there something that changed about your game? Was it just a unique opportunity that you had that you were maybe more impactful as a pass rusher? Do you feel like there's more of that maybe you can do that perhaps we didn't even get to see all of during your first go-around here in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's definitely, obviously, being a run stopper is what I've been known for. But it's just growth and maturity and trusting a different part of my game. It was a different scheme. Obviously, we have a 3-4 in Baltimore, but they do a lot of 4-3. They do straight 4-3 stuff in here in Minneapolis. So, no, it's just different opportunities. The D-line coach who's actually with Wink now in New York, Coach Andre Patterson did an amazing job with me, man. He believed in my abilities, and he just kind of turned me loose. So, we've had amazing pass rushers. So when I was there, Z was
Sure.
at inside of the three
Yep.
technique, and we had Brent Urban and Lawrence Guy coming in as an undrafted rookie from Stanford. I just focused on what I could do. So stopping the run was my thing, but I had more opportunities here. I had a bigger responsibility, obviously, being a higher paid guy. So no, man, it's just something I continue to work on, and I hit home a couple times, but no, that's something I definitely want to make sure I showcase next year.
Who-
That I can obviously affect or also affect the passer. So no, that's something we're gonna talk about when I get in the building, and hopefully I get those opportunities. But until then, we just gotta put the work in.
I feel you, bro. Best text or best phone call you got over the last couple of days? Maybe from somebody you hadn't heard from in a little while. Maybe that just somebody that just called and started yelling at the phone. Whatever it was. What was the one that you loved the most?
So actually, before my deal got done, CoCap texted,
Ah,
DM'd me on IG
God, he's the best.
and said, we need you to come home, man. And we were actually in negotiations at that time, and I just told him I was trying, but nah, man, especially undrafted guys, and just seeing how
Yeah.
Anthony Levine went from Green Bay to here and just became a staple in our culture. It's awesome for guys like that to reach out to me. He's like a big brother to me, so
Yo.
that meant a lot. And like I said, I told him if there was any way I could get it done, I definitely would. So, no, when he sent me that, I was like, let's get this crap over with, man.
Wow.
I'm ready to go.
Wow.
So,
That's dope.
no, man, that was big for me.
That's dope, man. I try to explain to people. I've had Anthony and I've been good for a long time, man. Like he's one of my favorites. He did lie to me though, technically. Like he was on with me literally 2 days before he announced that he was retiring, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you
Mm.
thinking about it at all?" And like I worded it just the right way. He said, "No, I'm planning on being back with the Ravens next year." And technically, he's like,
Mm.
"I didn't lie to you. I didn't lie to you about it because he's back." What do you think about him making that jump into coaching now? And can you explain to people just
Hold
how
on, what?
important? Yeah, man.
This is news to me. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he's going
Say
that
it again.
route. He's going that route now moving forward. He's on staff, sticking around after he's
Oh,
retired.
great,
Yeah, right.
great. No, I've had a long week, so it's some news that I missed out on. But no, that's awesome, man. Um, Chris Horton, former player, Zach, obviously, due to his injury,
Yep.
back in the building. But no, anytime you can have those guys who've been in those trenches, had those experiences, but also had the knowledge of a coach. I don't know which role he's going to be in, but I'm sure he's going to mentor DBs, safeties, and special teams
Yep.
in some capacity. That's invaluable, man. That's invaluable.
I
So,
try to explain to people how much he means to everybody. I try. I've spent the last few
yeah,
years
I
trying to.
don't think they can understand.
No.
Like, you just have to be there, and like I said, that is a staple, especially in Baltimore special teams. You think Albert McClellan, obviously the Wolfpack when they were together, and CoCap is, yeah, he's probably the most special teamer
It's
in my time. I know we
dude.
had Jacoby and all those guys, but as for my 4 years, he ran that room, and he just did an amazing job.
All right, let's get caught up on you. Right, you mentioned family. You mentioned all those things. Where you at now? It's been a little while. Where you at in life? How have things changed for you personally since you were here in Baltimore?
A lot, man. A lot has changed. A lot of personal discovery with a year to myself and just working out in the gym and walking around Whole Foods for a year, trying to pick out healthy food and all that stuff. But long story short, man, I just progressed, and as time gets older, you mature. You understand a lot of things differently. Like I said, working on starting a family. I'll have some news when I get to the press conference.
All
Don't want
right.
to ruin that.
All right.
But yeah, no, we just taking care of business and trying to enjoy life, man. So I've been able to do a lot of different things for my family, a lot of different things in my community, and like I said, charity's always been a big thing of mine,
Yep.
and obviously it's big with the Ravens. I talked to Jamil McClain today
I
and
love him,
yesterday. So
man.
gonna get back in the community in Baltimore. It's gonna be like I never left. But no, man, I'm just looking forward to getting back home, rekindling those relationships, I can't wait to see Miss Val in the front office. That's my
Yes.
lady.
Yep.
I still texted her all the time, like even when I sat out and last year. So nah, man, it's just enjoying this journey and
That's
staying
awesome,
busy on
man.
improving my game and nah, man, it's not too much. I'm gonna break some news next
Okay.
week, but
Okay.
no, man, it's been an amazing journey, and like I said, for me to be able to come here and try to finish out the rest of my years here and excel and obviously win. That's the
Yeah, that's the
that's
last part,
that's
right?
the great part.
That's the
Yeah,
one thing that's left for you now. You go in a Super Bowl, right? Like that's
indeed,
that's the thing.
indeed.
That's the thing. Man, I love Jameel and Keisha. They are the best too, man. They're all good people. Michael Pierce, dude, we're so happy for you. Grateful that you took a couple minutes for us. I know it's busy right now with the press conference coming up. Thank you for doing it. And as you know, anything you got going on, please let us know. We'll be happy to push and help any way we can with what you got going on because you've been one of the best people that we've gotten to know over the years. Thank you, as always, for taking the time for us. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you more frequently here in the coming weeks and months. All right.
Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate the sentiments. Y'all have a blessing.